We got somebody who wants to talk to you guys, and he talks a lot. He runs off at the mouth. He's got a 2-hour slot here. He's going to have a lot to say. I think he's brought some friends with him. And I've heard it reputed there might even be some sort of video presentation or something like that on these screens. It should be relatively cool. If anybody has a spare $9 or $10 in your pocket, you've got to go see a movie next week. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I've seen the movie 3 times already. It kicks ass in every way a movie could possibly kick ass, and there's only one man who could have put it together. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, Mr. Kevin Patrick.
So what happened? One at a fucking time. What happened?
We're all waiting here since like 10 o'clock.
And?
Come in. We waited through all the panels to get here early.
So you came in and sat through the other panels just to get to this one?
Yeah.
That's a lot of free time. What were the other panels?
Star Wars. DC, Star Wars, and Marvel.
DC, Star Wars, and Marvel?
Yeah, that's what matters.
I love when you just yell shit out.
What's the Nubian?
Oh, if I had a nickel. I'd have 35 cents. So some of you, I imagine, were here at previous years of doing this. And is anyone returning? The same stupid shit. I think we're scheduled for 2 hours. I know we started a little late. I don't know if we're going to go longer than that. I guess somebody will flag me if it's time. And I think Jim pointed out we're going to sell tickets to a couple screenings tonight to benefit the actor auction. The actor fund. So I guess we're not telling you where we're selling the tickets, or else I will leave. And then I'm standing up here like a dick by myself. So at the end of the panel, I guess they're going to direct you where to go. But there's.
I think I see it's all stay.
Awesome. So you and I will have a panel. Okay. All right. There's 2. No coppers, sorry. But until then, I'm here at your disposal for anything you need.
Ham sandwich?
Questions, ham sandwich, oral and anal. My wife's cool like that. But I got some stuff to show you about some video stuff with me, and we'll check it out as well. But in the meantime, let's just go into. I think the room is small enough where everyone doesn't have to get up to the microphone, but let's do it orderly by hands. So no more yelling out. Put your hand. Okay, now you do you want to go first? You shut up like a dude on Viagra. Yes?
Yeah, a question.
Yes?
I was just wondering why Jay wasn't on the cover of Clerks.
That's a good question. The gentleman in the blue wants to know why Jay wasn't on the cover of Clerks. You got to yell out so they can hear, because I don't want to keep.
Why wasn't Jay on the cover of Clerks?
I will do the jokes, sir. Jay wasn't on the cover of Clerks. He was also not on the theatrical release poster because Miramax didn't feel that he was a selling point. Give him credit. It was the first movie that had come out. Nobody knew move. So I remember asking, like, how come we can't feed him? Like, doesn't matter, we don't need him. We got 5 people, it's fine. They were going for something symmetrical. And I was the only one who brought the costume. They put them all in different clothing, and I was really weirded out by that, because I'm like, the guys wear the same fucking thing for the whole movie. Why are they wearing clothes that they're not wearing in the movie? And why am I wearing my clothes but not my hat? Like, if you look at me, I'm on the poster without my hat, so it's like the cast and the director, almost. Which makes no sense. When you take the hat off, I stop being Silent Bob and I start being Chatty and Kevin. So they didn't feel the need to put Muse on there. And then for Mallrats, Muse is on the poster, but his name's not in the credit block. And then for Chasing Amy, nobody was on the poster except Joy Lauren Adams. And then for Dogma, that was the first time we had a big party because Muse had his name and his picture on it. So people could line up and be like, okay, this must be Jason Muse. And then this time around, motherfucker's front and center. And, we'll never let you forget that he is front and center. He's just like, it's called Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, right? I said, yeah. He's like, where are you? So I'm behind you. He's like, that's right. And I was also very proud of the fact that Affleck was behind him. Because I don't know if you noticed, but on the Pearl Harbor poster, Muse is behind Affleck. The kamikaze plane. One side. So that's why. I still to this day can't figure it out. I know they sometimes kick themselves about it. Miramax, but not that much.
Yeah, sure, you have some more questions.
I sign shit for this guy.
Yeah, mine.
So why are you asking questions?
Okay, first, how
Yes.
does it feel to be God? Second, do you have a stalker? Not, I have a lot of free time.
Okay.
And third, is Affleck really a pompous, narcissistic ant?
Does it act like a pompous, narcissistic ham?
Yeah.
No, very charming. The thing that I've always loved about Ben, aside from his stunning good looks, he has a great sense of humor. He's a very funny cat, but he's also been his own biggest fan for as long as I can remember. The moment I met him, he was always his own biggest fan. And from Mallrats, I remember the first time we worked together, of course, was Mallrats, and we were doing dailies. Dailies is when what you shot the day before you actually throw up on a screen the next day and look at it and make sure that it looks okay. So actors never come to dailies. For some reason, they don't like watching themselves on the screen. So it usually winds up being the crew. It's like me, of course, and the DP, and Scott, my producer, and some of the various keys on the crew. Lights go down, we're watching shit, and there's some Shannon Hamilton stuff on screen. And all of a sudden from the front you hear, genius. Genius. Stand up and you look down front and Affleck's sitting with a big bowl of popcorn. Just the only actor I know who will come to dailies and audibly appreciate his own performance. And he kept it up in Chasing Amy, Dogma as well. He was only on this picture for 2 days and left right away, so he didn't get to sit back and watch his dailies, but he did call when he went to his next flick, which I think was the Jack Ryan movie. And he's like, how were my dailies? I was like, good, but we missed you. Because nobody was going, genius. But he's his own kind of biggest fan. That's why I've always found charming about him. It seems like the rest of the world caught up eventually. So like when people started, digging him, he became a movie star. He was just like, I don't understand, I thought I always was. But not in a really arrogant way where you're like, cocksucker. Just very charming. He kind of a man in love with himself. There's something really sweet about him. Whereas most of us are very self-deprecating, and I don't know if I'm any good. Affleck's just like, I'm very good. Look at me. How can I not? So, and the first two questions, no, I'm not God. So I don't know what that feels like. Sometimes. And do I need a stalker? No. I got Muse. I think I got Muse. Is Muse here? Where's Muse? I guess we have a mystery guest. Well, come on out, boy.
Fucking it's in the mood!
the other guy. Okay. Now there's two of us.
Actually, that's a two-part question.
Yes.
First question is, how did Vincent Pereira get his job, I guess you'd call it? And the second question is, this is probably stupid. I'm a huge stupid fan. I want to give you this picture.
You drew a picture for me?
Yeah, I drew this picture. It's a mock of Action Comics #1.
Excellent.
So,
Can I have it?
yeah, you can have it.
Okay, put it up here. It's a little too close. What was the first question was what?
Oh, how did Vincent Pereira get his job?
Vincent Pereira, in case those of you don't know, there's a guy who does the DVDs and stuff with us. He directed a movie called Better Place, which is out on DVD now as well. And we call him the View-Askew historian, or the cleanest cat in our operation. Vincent was the guy who kind of turned me on to filmmaking. I'd always been a person that really liked movies, but never thought about filmmaking. And when I started working at Quick Stop, Benny was essentially the mom boy. Like, if you ever read that one issue of the Clerks Christmas special, that's Vincent. And he was that, like, dark son of a bitch, too. Who just really did, like, I came to work there and didn't talk to me for about 3 months because I came and got a job at the video store, and he'd been mopping up in Quick Stop for 6 months trying to earn that position in the video store. And then I came in and got it, and so he was very reticent with me all the time. But then we became very friendly, and he told me he wanted to be a filmmaker. I was like, what's that? He was the guy that kind of instructed me on a lot of technique, a lot of craft, a lot of film history. Like, without him, I'm just a guy that watches movies, which I am most of the time anyway. But he was also the person that introduced me to the notion that letterboxing was good. Because I was one of those assholes who was just like, why is half the screen locked? I want my money back. And he's like, no, you're getting more images. No, I'm not. And then he wrote down the equation and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, all right, you're right. So, he's always been around, I guess, since the beginning, since before even Clerks. And then, like I said, back in '95, he made a movie of his own called The Better Place, which is out on DVD. It's very good, very excellent first feature. You've seen it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Like that. Check it out. Like the man said, awesome feature. We're going to put that on the video box. Awesome feature. Guy in front row. Good.
What are your plans for news after this movie? Is he going to be in the Fletch Bomb and Girls and the next movie coming out after the Jersey movies are over?
I'm playing Fletch, huh?
He tells me. Yeah, he'll be, we'll always use Muse. We just won't have him playing Jay anymore. And he can do a lot more. Unfortunately, I've been stymieing the brother and just making him play one character. That goes Snoogans a lot. He just wants to do the big roles. He wants to do the bard, the lamb. Because I think he could play the melancholy dame. Don't you? Hamlet? Or Piglet. But yeah, we'll always have something for him to do. And not even like in small degrees. He'll always play a prominent role. Fletch, of course not. But not because he's not good, just because he's not Jason Lee. And Jason Lee. Fight between me and the brother right over here. Why ain't I Fletch? So we did just do the lead in this movie, so be at the front of the poster again.
Is Jim Mahfood going to be drawing the Black Cat series you're going to do?
No.
And can you get me some tickets to the Jane Southbound screening at 7?
No, you can get tickets yourself. When this is all over, they're going to sell them. Do I know you? What have you done for me lately? And why would I want to get you tickets to like a benefit that doesn't like help our box office?
Oh, don't worry. I got
Like, go on Friday the 24th. Like, I like acting, but go on Friday the 24th. Because I could really use the help. And is Mahfood going to do Black Cat now? But I've seen his drawings in The Wizard, which is excellent. But it's not going to be Mahfood, it's the other guy. Wait a minute.
You said on the website that the Clerks of cartoon series is probably back to TV. Any news on that?
Yes, we were all set to take it to MTV. MTV was going to pick up the first 6 episodes we'd done, and if they played well, we were going to create new episodes, but at a lower budget that we had done the original episodes for. And then Harvey Weinstein wanted to wait because we're doing the Clerks cartoon movie next. So, like, I'm done with you with Scooners. No, I'm not. So we're gonna do that next. So he wants to wait until after the movie because he's like, why kind of sap the interest to just do the movie and then use it to relaunch the series someplace else? Because it's a collective wish that we can kickstart that again because we all kind of got screwed over the last time. And we could find a better home other than ABC.
Fuck ABC.
Yes.
ABC sucks.
You can't say fuck to everyone that doesn't like your shit. Yes, you can. Red guy, red shirt.
Speaking of fuck ABC, after the fiasco with Disney, why did you choose to distribute Miramax again?
Miramax is our home. I mean, unfortunately, they're owned by Disney. But that's where we've done mostly everything. I mean, I feel a debt of loyalty to Miramax because they picked up Clerks. Nobody else wanted to pick it up. And they did for whatever reason. So I tend to always want to stay with Harvey and Bob Weinstein, the guys that run Miramax and Dimension. I think they're fantastic marketers. They get our stuff out there. They know who to address and whatnot. But just because of the shit went down with ABC, I don't really hold that against them.
What about Dogma?
Dogma? They did kind of fuck us on that movie, didn't they? You're turning me around here, dude.
Didn't
Call
Dogma
my
get dropped
agent.
by Miramax?
Pardon?
Didn't Dogma get dropped by Miramax?
Yeah. Thanks for bringing up a really painful memory. You're like, oh, isn't it true you also have a small dick? Aren't you 100 pounds overweight as well? Come because you like me, not because you want to remind me of my shortcomings. You're not a very handsome man. None of these are questions. Yeah, Miramax did drop it. Harvey and Bob bought the film away from Miramax so that we can get out from under the Disney aegis, because we were kind of a target around Disney's chest for the Catholic League, and in turn, they were a target around our chest as well. Because I don't know if anybody noticed, but the moment Miramax and hence Disney divested itself of the film, the Catholic League went away. They just stopped talking about it. Up until that point, Bill Donahue, the guy that heads the Catholic League, was like fucking Kid Khrushchev beating on the desk, right? Just going like, Jesus is bad, it's evil, dogma's evil, it's wrong for the church, Kevin Smith's a heretic, blah, blah, blah. And the moment the movie went away from Miramax and just went over to Lionsgate across the fucking street, he just kind of backed off and went away, going like, yeah, we won. But I was like, dude, the movie's still coming out. And he's like, oh, whatever. Which I always felt was kind of bad because it really showed them for their true colors. It showed that the whole thing was more or less a charade. They didn't care about our movie. All they cared about was like, this is the way to go after Walt Disney Company, because that'll get us a bunch of press. Because you don't go after Lionsgate, right? Lionsgate doesn't have a network and 2 theme parks. You go after, Mickey Mouse. Like, Mickey Mouse hates Jesus. He's a Jew and he hates Jesus. Look at his ears. I mean, it was that blatant. It was so bad. The Catholic League itself never charged Miramax with being a part of a Jewish conspiracy. But because they kicked everything into gear, we would get tons and tons of fucking hate mail. Hundreds of thousands of pieces of hate mail. And every other one was like, it's a Jewish conspiracy. Bob and Harvey Weinstein are trying to stick it to the Catholics, just like they killed Christ. And I was like, Harvey and Bob killed Christ? Well, that explains a few things. But the moment Miramax was no longer attached, which meant Disney had nothing to do with it anymore, Catholic League shut up. And we came out rather quietly. And also the moment the movie came out, because it was months before the movie came out theatrically, Miramax, Harvey and Bob bought it away from Miramax, and they sold it for domestic release to Lionsgate. Catholic League went away, then this other group called the organization, or something for tradition, family, and property.
Daddy, no, I like
Which I was just like, why? What does that mean? Like, why are they going after the flick? They were the next group that took over after the Catholic League. I think the Committee for Tradition, for the Defense of Tradition, Family, and Property was called. And I was just like, property? Would I go in some dude's yard or something? Like, what does that want to do with the movie? And they took over, but they were far less vocal than the Catholic League. But they were the ones that actually showed up outside Lincoln Center when we had the New York Film Festival screening. It was like 1,000 people picketing, and they had the big statue of Mary with tears on it and shit. And I was like, I didn't know, God, it was like a guilt complex in a Catholic, right? And they're showing me Mary crying. I'm like, I'm sorry, Lord, your mother, I didn't mean anything. But the Catholic League kind of, like I said, shut up once Disney was gone out of the picture. And then once the movie came out, the tradition, family, property people also shut up because they could say as many things as they wanted to about the movie before it came out. And so, like, in this movie, they say that Mary, slept with her husband and probably was kinky. I was just like, nobody said she was kinky. Where are you getting that from? And then one guy, I remember seeing some dude on the news report going, yeah, the movie purports that the apostles had active sex lives, and I'm guessing not with their wives. I'm like, we can guess all you want, but that is not, like, that's not in the movie. They're making shit up. I was writing it down because I'm like, if I do a sequel, that's pretty funny. Once the movie came out, they couldn't really throw misinformation out there because people got to see the movie, and all we heard was like, I don't get it. Where was the sacrilege? And I said, I don't know. I never knew where it was either. And the same thing is kind of going on right now with GLAAD as well. Although GLAAD is not as vocal. What is it? The Gay and Lesbian Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Anti-Defamation. Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. It's not against anti-defamation. Why aren't you calling us back? Yes, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. Scott Sion, the guy who's the media director for GLAAD, saw the movie and didn't dig on it, and then sent me a letter saying, oh, it was so bad. And I said, well, all right, there's nothing we can do about it. I would agree with you. I don't think it's very homophobic. I think it's very pro-homophobic. I was like, one of the characters in the last movie cops to the fact that when he jerks off, he thinks about guys. I did a commercial for pro-gay. I don't know what it is. Do you remember that part? What are you talking about? I was gay? And then, we've had tons of press screenings and word-of-mouth screenings and whatnot, and all we're hearing afterwards is like, where's the gay bashing? I thought there was gay bashing in the movie. And I said, once again, I don't know what movie they saw. A lot of gay jokes in the movie. No gay jokes at the expense of the gay community. Big difference. So, I always felt like if you can make jokes about straight sex, why can't you make jokes about gay sex? As long as you're not going like, people that have gay sex are fucking dummies. Which, I think I would word it a little better than that. But, twice in a row, 2 times in a row we got tagged as kind of making controversial films. And they're so not. This movie, at least the dogma thing I can kind of get my head around. There's some people that hold their faith very dearly and don't leave it open to interpretation. They stick to what the church teaches. This movie is offensive to no one except people that are like, I like intelligent films. So I didn't know where this came from, but twice in a row. And last time it was the far right, and this time it's the far left. The one point of pride I have about the whole thing is I got the Catholic League and GLAAD to agree on something. Last time that anybody got a bunch of hardcore Bible-thumping fundamentalists to agree with a bunch of guys that eat ham, eat cock. Very uneasy alliance right there. 2 people kind of sharing the same bed and they're just like not happy about it, but it's the enemy of my enemy, my friend, one of those things. So so they're united in displeasure toward my work. Kind of weird. But I thought I was kind of proud of that. Something good came out of it, bringing those 2 groups together. Because I'd love to be at that mixer. We believe in Jesus. We believe in gay sex. Want to dance?
Well, we all know what happens to David Brady if you read the comic books. but
Yes.
What exactly happened to Veronica?
What do you think happened to her?
You split it down, what I'm guessing.
Movie's over. I like your version. I think that's awesome. Okay.
How important do you think it is to like go to film school if you want to get into the business? Is it really necessary, or is it just like, are you just being stupid to like shell out all the cash for something like that?
So the brother's asking how important it is to go to film school. I don't think it's very important at all. I think it's very important if you're if you want to make films that you don't go to film school, that you hook up with people that do go to film school, because then you get to use their equipment for free. You don't have to shell out 20 G's a year or something. I don't know. I'm the worst guy to ask about film school because I dropped out, and I didn't even go to a really good film school. I went to one of those quickie 9-month programs or 8-month programs, and I didn't even finish that. I dropped out at the halfway point. And, my films really show that. So well finished. It's like this guy didn't learn anything. Sure doesn't make a good picture. So I've never been a proponent of film school. I always felt like if you're going to pay somebody 20, 30 G's a year, how much is college now? Is it that expensive? Yeah. Sometimes they throw out figures and I don't fact check. And I'm like, it's weird. You got to pay $1 million for your Yeah, 20, 30 G's a year. That's when you could just take that money and plop it, even half that money, should even a quarter of it, and plop it into your own production, and then give it a shot yourself. And learn while doing, more so than sitting in a class and listening to somebody tell you their theories on why or what Jonathan Demme was trying to say with Silence of the Lambs. Because most times that happened to me in film school. They were showing Silence of the Lambs, and the instructor, some Canadian dude, was telling me what Demme was trying to say. I'm like, produce Demme, and I'll ask him. I'm not going to believe you, you're Canadian. I have nothing but love for Canada. Who is it?
Spielberg.
Why do you suck so much? Must you call now? We have a well-oiled machine here. Go to the back, use Dugan's cat. Yeah.
Hey, does that movie Brian Flies really exist?
Yes, it's funny you should ask. There's the guy that made it. Malcolm Ingram made a movie called Flies. You don't have to shoot this way. Because all you're getting is me on a profile. The good actor. I don't want the profile. Malcolm and my wife Jen are making a documentary about, they made it all through the making of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So it's a bunch of footage of the making of the movie. When's the fucking wedding, dude? So Malcolm's been shooting everything we've been doing for the last year. From shooting the movie to doing panels like this to fucking my wife. Just Malcolm's always like, move your ass, move your fat ass. That's a good, eh? You do, just do more of that. Now move it to, sit on this dude's lap. There you go. I'm sorry. So the original question was. What was the question?
Drawing flies.
Drawing flies. All right. So there's the one cat that made it. It is coming out on DVD when? Christmas. Christmas. I believe it when I say it. Christmas. It's supposed to come out on DVD. Very funny movie. It's kind of like Mallrats 2, because a lot of the cast just left the set of Mallrats and went to shoot Malcolm's movie. They didn't leave in the middle of shooting Mallrats. Although, might as well have been. After the movie wrapped, they went down to, or up to Vancouver and shot Malcolm's movie. So check it out when it comes out. I think it's very, very funny movie. Lee is excellent in it. Muse plays a guy that is not Jay. He plays a new character called Az. And very, very good. Az. Very, very good in the movie. I mean, really, really good. If anyone has any questions as to whether this dude can do anything more than that's the movie to see.
Awesome movie.
You saw it too? Are you the dude that lives in my house? I'm always passing by watching other movies I've been making. What are you doing here? This is an awesome movie. Oh, I got you ready. Right back there. Go ahead, dude.
Could you explain what's going on between you and conversion with regard to...
Yes. What is going on between Tim Burton and me? Nothing, as far as I'm concerned. I made a joke to the New York Post, to a guy who writes for the New York Post, Lou Lomneck, a very dear friend of mine. We were talking about Planet of the Apes, talking about the ending, and I said, "Have you ever seen issue 3 of the Jay and Bob miniseries?" He said, "No." I said, "Check this out." So apparently we're not that very dear friends, because he never read my comic. So I sent him somebody posted it online. I said, "Take a look at this." He said, "Oh, this is a story for page 6. He said, "Give me a quote." And I said, "Okay." I'm very mad, you know, and like I felt ripped off, and I'm contemplating talking to my lawyer. Just like that. Unfortunately, when things hit press, there's no inflection. So they called up Tim Burton for a statement. They were like, "Kevin says he's very mad, felt ripped off, and contemplated calling a lawyer." Inflection's much different there. And Tim Burton's publicist, a woman by the name of Bumble Ward. That's her fucking name. I heard a message came back to Lou Lomneck through his office, and his response was, "Anyone who knows me knows that I don't read comic books," which explains Batman. He didn't say that last part. And neither did I, please. That fucking hot water. And the second part of his quote was, "And I would especially never read anything created by Kevin Smith." And I was like, wow, meow, Tim. Because Tim was always this like really funky, weird artist and stuff, and he's like, I like weird things. And then like somebody was just like, Kevin Smith says you robbed him. He's like, fuck that prick. Gloves are off. The scissor hands are off. So I read that, and I had like a good chuckle for 5 minutes, because I was like, holy shit. The RT shows his true colors. He's just very, very angry, I guess. And, you know, it probably goes back to the shit that with Superman. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever had me sign a Superman script, but I always sign fuck Tim Burton. That's tongue-in-cheek. It's not like, fuck Tim Burton, fuck him right in the ass. He's dead. I'm dead meat. Show him this. I mean it. I'm serious. It's always just very like, fuck Tim Burton. And then people are like, oh, that's so funny. Apparently, it must have filtered back to him, because it's like, fuck Tim Burton. Doesn't he know I made Beetlejuice? So I guess he took umbrage with the fact that I've told that Superman story a few times at places like this and what went on with the movie. And I never really bashed him. It's just a very long story about what happened while I was writing Superman. And I guess he just felt like, this guy's doing it again. He won't leave me alone. Blah blah blah. So he just started shooting back, which I respect. But it's weird because like I wish that I had shot first. I didn't really shoot, you know. Like he shot back. I'm like, dude, friendly fire. I'm a fan, you know. You can't tell a story worth of shit, but I'm a fan. Your movies look very, very good. So it was just kind of weird to see that press. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no issue. I mean, I didn't. I was never sitting there seriously contemplating a lawsuit against 20th Century Fox, because then 20th Century Fox would be like, we see that you've mentioned Star Wars in your movies a few times. Here's our counter lawsuit. And I don't have the deep pockets that they have. But I didn't really feel ripped off. It was uncanny. Has everyone seen the movies Planet of the Apes? You don't have to clap. Has anyone not seen it?
Yeah.
Not seen it? Spoil something else? At the end of the movie, there's you want to hear it? Everyone wants to, and you don't want to? It's pretty cool. So you know, the ship crash lands like a memorial monkey head. There's an image in the Jay and Silent Bob miniseries where Jay is thinking about what the world would be like if monkeys took over, and it's very similar. There are a bunch of apes taking Abe Lincoln's head off and putting a monkey head on. So it's just kind of an uncanny coincidence. And rather than say something like which it was the far more political thing for him to say, like great minds think alike, Tim Burton was like, fuck Kevin Smith. I'm just fucking right. So I don't know, and then the worst thing that could have happened to exacerbate the situation was he went to England, and the British press are fucking merciless. They're like, Kevin Smith's going to sue you. Blimey. Isn't he a cunt? And when you're there, you're like, yeah, he's a cunt. So Tim's added to his repertoire of Kevin slings and arrows, and it's just like, he's got a lot of free time. Didn't he? I think I read somewhere. Now he's claiming he made Citizen Kane as well. That's not funny. Come on. If you're gonna whip something at me, whip something hard. Don't throw me a softball, because I'll hit that shit back in your face. So I would. It's sad. It's unfortunate, and hopefully word has trickled back to him that I didn't think he stole it, and just thought it was a coincidence and blah blah blah. But he got a little ticked off. His claws came out. His scissor hands came out. Kind of interesting. I'm in the back. Yeah, you.
Mr. Rogers ever contact you about it?
Did Mr. Rogers ever contact me about the appearance? No, nothing. Although we did have Betty Aberlin, who played Lady Elaine in Dogma. She played the nun. No connection whatsoever. Just thought I'd throw that in. Yeah. Doctors. Did you go?
No.
Oh, what during the for the Comic-Con? You went to that Comic-Con, you went to this one? You live here and you travel after that one. Even though it's a perfectly good, better Comic-Con here in Chicago, you have to go all the way to San Diego. Alright. Do you have a job? Is it to go to Comic-Cons? Because that's my job, really. I don't want the competition. Yeah, when you pick up like issues 9 and 10 of Green Arrow. No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not gonna spoil my shit. I'll spoil the ending of the Planet of the Apes. Not my shit. I have respect for my work.
Why was the release date for Jay and Silent Bob changed from the 22nd to the 24th?
Originally, we were supposed to come out on the 10th, long time ago. And then Bob Weinstein wanted to get away from the 10th because he was afraid of Rush Hour 3. Rush Hour 3 came out on August 3rd. He was just like, Rush Hour is very, oh, it's 2? Whatever. 2, 3, who cares? So yeah, Rush Hour 2 was coming out on August 3rd, and he didn't want to be anywhere near it because, he knew it was going to be a juggernaut. And, are you fucking talking?
Say hi to my friend, you can hear Jay.
Hey, what's up? Now hang on. Hang on. I'm kidding, I'm talking.
Keep making fun of
I'll have security. You done?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. I'm just kidding. Talking to them all you want. No. So we wanted to get away from Rush Hour 2 or 3. And we moved to August 24th. And then as about 2 months ago, I think it was about 2 months ago, it was a month ago, they wanted to move to August 22nd because they felt like it had great word of mouth to start on a Wednesday and people would see it and be talking about it, and the Friday and the Sunday numbers would even make it bigger, was their philosophy. Because they keep saying the best weapon we have is the movie. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't understand. So they moved to the Wednesday the 22nd, much to my chagrin, because I was just like, if we go from Friday to Sunday, there's a chance that we could do very well, because at least all our fans will come out. I don't know about the rest of the world, but our fans represent, a kind of small army, if you're living in Rhode Island. And So I said, I don't know if I want to move to the 22nd, but I got no say in it. It's their money, they're the distributor, whatever. So then he wanted to have a sneak screening, which they're actually having tonight across the country on about 1,000 screens. And I said, good Lord, man, you're really handicapping us. And he said, how do you figure? I said, well, if you put it out there a week in advance, all the hardcore fans are going to go, and then they might not go opening weekend. So, you know, we're going to do very well. And we don't get the box office for that sneak preview. It goes to the movie that is playing in front of the others with Nicole Kidman. So I said, they're going to all go that night. Nobody's going to go next weekend. We're going to open to like $2.50. $2.50. And you know, it's just that, well, it'll be perceived like another fucking Mallrats rally. And he said, well, what do you mean handicapping it further? I was like, well, you already moved us to Wednesday, and that's my Wednesday versus Friday theory. And so we compromised, and he's doing a sneak this weekend, tonight at 7:30. And then we're going out on the 24th again, back to our original date. Weird story. I mean, not even very entertaining stories. But that's, does that answer the question? Yes? Who asked that question? Is it good? Good answer. Serviceable answer. I'm going to throw a dick joke on the end of this.
What are you writing right now?
What am I writing right now? I mean, Green Arrow. I still have some Green Arrow to do. I've got about another 10 issues. No, not 10, I'm sorry. At this point, I've got another 6 issues to do. And then we have an announcement to make at the Green Arrow panel tomorrow. But that's about it. That's all I'm working on right now, I think. Also the script for the movie that we're going to do next, but I haven't really touched it yet. I'm 40 pages in, I just kind of let it alone for a little while.
You two brought it up. Everybody thinks your Superman script rocks. Is there any way you're going to go back to that?
Not everyone thinks that Superman script rocks. Anyone want to hear about the Superman script that I wrote? Other people have read it. How many people think it sucked? Tim Burton, of course. Apparently. A lot of people, I think, if you go surf the internet and believe everything they say, which I do, like gospel truth, I'm like, I eat cock. Oh well. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people seem to like it, some people didn't like it. Apples and oranges, yeah. But what's going to happen with it? Nothing as far as I know. It's going to dead in the water. But I hear they're developing a Batman versus Superman movie. I know, they're always fighting, right? A couple guys in tights fighting. They get enough of that on WWCC. Derek?
I got a big kick out of your web column where you trash Reese Witherspoon.
This iComic con? Greasy Witherspoon? Whose movie like made $70 million?
Yeah.
Now who's Greasy? Yeah.
You're going to Agri House and stuff. It was hysterical.
Thank you.
You kind of dodged similar questions about Linda Ferrantino.
Yes.
So I was kind of curious.
Why I dodged them?
Yeah, Mark, you were willing to kind of elaborate now.
No. I think Linda did an excellent job in the movie. Don't say it. No, I think she did an excellent job in the movie. That's usually where I kind of stop. Give me a couple of years. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, will you and Jason Mewes be signing autographs?
Again?
Autographs?
Oh, we just did it this morning.
Yeah, I know, but I missed both of them because I was on him.
Right.
And I came away from New Hampshire.
Right.
And I'm really pissed. I had no idea where you were signing autographs.
Right.
And it was just a futile effort to try and...
Sign it now.
Right.
Dude, we'll wait.
Is there
Yeah, well, that guy said.
does that story go on any longer, sir? No, is that it?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you read more autographs.
Writing more autographs? Signing more shit? How much shit do you have to sign?
A lot, but you can always sign. You only have to sign one. I don't care.
Only one thing?
Yeah.
You have a Sharpie?
No.
I got one.
You have a Sharpie? Okay, come up here and I'll sign one thing. Brother came from New Hampshire. What's your name?
Yeah. You need this.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Are you the mother?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get to be that healthy in public? Jeff? J-E.
I think you probably taught me.
The squeaky wheel gets fucked. Pandering at this point.
Well, two things.
Yes.
First of all, how is Affleck doing? Is he doing better?
Yes.
And also, could you and Jason possibly give us a live performance of your Fat Albert song from Zone?
Dude, we didn't even do it in the movie itself. Why would we do it here?
Because Tim Burton would.
I'll do it if everyone drops their fucking pants. That's all. And even then, I'll just all through you. Get up. Listen to the guys I don't care about. Sit down, man. Hold on to your virtue. Hold on to your virtue. No, I don't want to sing that song.
What about Affleck?
Does he want to sing the song? You think it would have any therapeutic value? How is Affleck doing? Affleck is doing well. I spoke to him the other day. He sounds quite well. You spoke to him. Sound good?
Yeah.
It's all good. Honestly, I don't believe that dude really has a problem. If you want my personal take on it, I think he's just taking a vacation. The dude made 4 movies back to back last year. Don't cry too much for him. He made a lot of money doing it. But 4 movies back to back. By the time he came to our picture, he had left. He'd finished Pearl Harbor. He was working on this movie, Changing Lanes, with Sam Jackson. He left Changing Lanes, still wasn't done shooting it, and went to do 2 days on the Jack Ryan movies, the pre-production shooting. Then had to go back to Los Angeles to pick up a day of reshoots on Pearl Harbor. Then we got him. And he was pushed. He's going pretty. Pardon? Oh, there's a line. Not really. He's very, very tired. A cat, very. Does he drink? I guess I've never seen him really drink ever. I've known 6 years. I've seen him drink maybe once. Does he party? He certainly enjoys his fucking life and whatnot. But I honestly don't think he's a problem. Affleck is too smart to fall into a trap like that. I think what it is more than anything else is a preventative measure. I think dude went in there to stem what could ever possibly become a problem. If he sat there going like, oh, I don't want to turn out like my father. I guess his father had addiction problems as well when he was younger. I think he wanted to stem that kind of thing. Because if Affleck is nothing else, it's incredibly shrewd. If not incredibly shrewd, yes. He loves being a movie star. He gets laid a lot. He makes a lot of money. And people are generally warm to him in the press and in public. I mean, he's kind of a beloved figure. And he would never fuck with that. So if he perceived something to be something that could become a problem, he would go and stem it, which I believe is what it is. But kid yourselves not, that place is very fucking plush. That dude's on vacation. He's sitting in the lap of luxury in Malibu going like, yeah, I got a problem. Problems I'm out of suntan lotion. Hit my back, man. Not hit my front. He's doing quite well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. Can I speak to that? Me and 1,000 other people. I said, it's still not a bad idea. If I had my phone, I would try.
Fire marshal?
This just came in. Ben Affleck says, stop talking about him. Stop saying that he's on vacation. P.S. He is out of suntan lotion. No, we're not going to call him. Just resting.
Jim McLaughlin wrote an article recently that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did some sort of improv thing that you left in the movie.
Yes.
Could you sort of tell us about that?
It's a very small thing at the beginning of their sequence. When you first see them, they're doing an actor exercise called lion face, lemon face. Anyone see the movie yet? Some people did. When the scene begins, we cut to them. They're doing this thing called lion face, lemon face, which is a bizarre little actor exercise. Yeah, it goes lion face, lemon face. It's one of these actors do these weird things where some go energy, go. And some people do shit like that. So I told them to, my only direction on the scene was like, be as actory as possible. Be more actory than you guys are, even in real life, which is very actory. It's a way Homer. So Maddie said there was this thing we used to do in acting, in this acting class I had. And I said, what is it? He showed me. I said, genius, do it. So yeah, we kept it in. But that's it. All the shit that they say about each other, I wrote that. I do lion face, lemon face. Lion face.
I spent.
What's your acting exercise? This. I've never seen them do that myself. But I have seen them jerk off on a plane once. Because I did used to get on the plane and he didn't like flying and shit, so he'd go to the bathroom and tug one out. Got to the days when he just didn't even got a seat. Yeah! Can you imagine dude sitting up in the first class seat next to you, right? He's got a blanket on. He's sitting there unwilling to get up, so he's just like... Until afterwards, he's just like, okay. Get out of here. I said, where'd it go? He's like, don't worry.
Probably a multi-one shot you had planned.
Yes.
The rest of you,
Yes. When are we going to do them?
Yeah, when's that going to be?
Hopefully get to it this year, just been a little preoccupied this year with the movie. So hopefully we'll eventually get to it. I have my storyline down, I just haven't actually written the script. Part of being Loki one.
What about the rest of the characters that plan to run as well?
There's a book that I would love to do if things slow down, and that's like a kind of a Skewniverse tale. It's like it's just, I wouldn't call it an anthology, but just an ongoing series that focuses on everybody in town, like from people that were leads in the movie to people that were very small, like do an Alyssa story and then do a Steve David Wall story on a monthly basis. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
What is booby trim?
Booby trim is asshole. Because it's a way to say asshole without saying asshole. And it gets on TV as well. No great story. Poopy trim, trim is pussy, right? So poopy trim would be asshole. Because it's a fun way to say asshole. Dude, if you're looking for logic in my pictures, you don't even have to start with poopy trim. Just go way back to Clerks. No, just something to say. Kind of amusing.
It's all good, this is what I do.
You kick back and you're like, Get up here so no one else laughs. I do like.
I did right before he came up. I'm like, get my back. If Yeah, look at that. You fucking move that hard. You go, ha, 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 ha. I said, all right, Wolves, I got your back. Just don't tell anyone I jerk off on plane. I won't. So, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going for Jamestown Mob.
Yes.
And you had the one from Dogma. You said hopefully it's going to be.
That documentary, which we didn't really make, it was kind of one of those after-the-fact documentary talking head things where people just talk about what happened to the movie. It was supposed to be on the Dogma DVD, but it got kicked off for Disney fucking interference reasons. So it looks like we're going to wind up putting it on. Brian Johnson, my friend, of course, manning the booth, made a movie, a brilliant fucking weird movie called Vulgar, which comes out October 12th, is it? October 12th. And that eventually goes to DVD, which hopefully won't be for a while. We're going to put the documentary on that because Lionsgate's releasing it, so it kind of made sense. Tom Warburg got it at Lionsgate, so we wanted to put the documentary on Brian's DVD. So yeah, Brian's cool with it, and Brian was okay with it, so first thing to see it then. And we might put it on the web before that. But it's just 45 minutes. We broke it up into like 3 15-minute sections as a download to bitch. But some people who want to see it, they can watch it there first. Vulgar is a tremendous, tremendous movie. If it comes to your area, go see it. It's not going to be in multiplexes. It'll be in art house theaters in big cities. But it's just like really mind-fuckingly good movie about a clown who gets raped. It's not funny. People always titter at that. And so it's not funny. Especially when a clown is raped.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know that was really theologically into the movie. I wonder, I know that you're religious. I wonder where you got the information and how much research you did into putting that movie together.
Dogma. I didn't do much research. It's just stuff that I was kind of raised with. I did 8 years in Catholic school, and we had excellent, excellent teachers, and they always encouraged independent study. And it's something that when I left Catholic school at 8th grade, 9th grade, I went in the public school system. It was all downhill. Not really. I would just continue on because it was kind of a passionate subject, favorite of mine. So I just kept studying up and studying up. And so I didn't sit down before I wrote Dogma and leaf through magazines or books or anything. It's just that's the accumulation of, how old was I when I wrote it? 22, 23? The accumulation of 22, 23 years of kind of exposure to hardcore Catholicism. Did who?
Did Jay find God?
Did Jay find God? I mean, you brought it fairly. The character? No. The character got kissed by God. That was it. What are your thoughts on it? You like Jesus?
I have my golf buckle show, dude.
The WWCC.
Oh, I have nothing to do. But yeah, I do.
Yeah, you like Jesus.
I love Jesus. I sing a little Jesus song for you all right now.
That's sure too. You can't get that out there, didn't I? Little taste now.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
I see that they could come to the comic book show with a little religion about it. It's nice good too. Do I or why or?
How much?
How much? I mean, there's certain mandate you have to have screenings. Even if I didn't want to, I could opt not to go, but that's bad. The studio just has them, whether you're in or not. They use it to figure out marketing. They use it to figure out if the movie's any good. How much do I actually rely on it? I like to sit there and listen to the audience react to the movie. When you make a comedy, it's very easy to sit with the audience. If they're laughing, you're doing good. If they're not laughing, that's an area to go look at, particularly if you intended them to be laughing in the spot where they're laughing. I don't really go in for the cards and the numbers and shit like that. And there's a focus group that they also hold afterwards where they keep 20 people around and ask them very leading questions. I don't rely on that as much as just sitting there and listening to them react to the movie. Because when you ask people to put their thoughts on paper or ask them very leading questions, like if you say, what did you like what did you like about the movie? You know, people can tell you a bunch of things. If you're one of 20 people and somebody's standing in front of you saying, what didn't you like about the movie? You start producing shit. even if you don't really feel that passionately about it. So I don't like to listen to that shit. I don't listen to the positive things they say in the focus group or the negative things. I sit in the back and kind of go like, yeah, right, whatever. But I just listen to the audience reaction sitting in the screening with them. And that's kind of how I gauge. And it's just kind of like the festival screenings. Like with Clerks, we screened the movie about 4 times at Sundance. And the first cut, the cut that we took at Sundance was 103 minutes. So at Sundance, listening to 4 different audiences with the movie, we figured out 10 minutes to pull out of it, 10 minutes that just weren't working anymore in any of the screenings. So it's kind of a follow through from that, just about sitting there with people and seeing if it works. You don't want to sit there with friends, because of course your friends will tell you they like it, or they will tell you they hate it, you know, just to bust your balls. So you don't want to go in and judge it on that. You need a bunch of strangers sitting there just figuring out whether it's funny or not. I don't know how it works with drama. That's kind of weird. I mean, Chasing Amy, there were parts where it's not supposed to be funny, and nobody was laughing, and it's tough to gauge whether it works or not. But comedy's easy. Just if they're laughing, you go good. So I just rely on it enough to find good 10, 15 minutes to pull out. Like that's what we did from the first test screening of Jay and Bob to the release cut. I think it was about a 14, 15 minute difference. And that was because of test screenings.
You talked before about doing mall rats and Die Hard in the mall.
Yes, comic book.
Is the comic book still going to come out?
Yeah, one day. I just keep throwing out project names so that, people have shit to ask me in Q&As. But eventually, yeah, we'll get to it. Did you mean like a film sequel, though?
Yeah, like what was basically your idea for the film sequel? Was it like...
The idea for the film sequel? Mallrats 2, Die Hard in the Mall. It pretty much tells itself. There was no point in making the movie if the title said it all. Dave Mandel, the guy that did the Clerks cartoon with, he used to write for Saturday Night Live for many years, and he wrote for Seinfeld as well. Very, very funny cat. But he said his favorite idea, the idea he always wanted to do as an episode of the Clerks cartoon was Die Hard in a movie theater that's playing Die Hard. So a bunch of people are sitting around watching Die Hard, and then a Hans Gruber character comes in and he's like, "Everybody remain calm, we are taking this theater," while the movie's still playing. You have the tape on here.
In the,
Just have the tape. Yeah, I'm all jumping. Go ahead, tape on here.
Alright, I got a few questions.
Speak them out loud, you gotta yell them so everyone else can hear.
First,
No, louder.
alright. First, what is niche noise?
Did everyone hear that? No. If they can't hear you, I can't do it.
What's niche noise?
Okay.
Alright. Second, my friends are bike courts.
You gotta speak up, dude. Come on.
My friends
Can't be
are
mellow in this room.
my friends are bike courts, niece and nephews.
Yes.
They still haven't gotten like an autograph or anything tonight.
Really?
My favorite ever uncle.
Did everyone hear that? No. What?
Not the mic.
You guys all hear me?
The dude that played God. My friends are his niece and nephew. They ain't getting autograph.
Yes. Just yell it out. It'll be good for you in front of a room full of
Can you give me an autograph for my friends?
Hurry up. Come on up. Climb over the crowd. Do a crowd
I invited you to my bar mitzvah. Why the hell didn't you come?
Yes, because I'm Catholic and I don't believe in that nonsense. Where was the bar mitzvah?
In New Jersey.
Really? Honest to God, I believe I did see that
We
invite.
came to your store.
Yes, I did see it. Thank you for inviting me. I don't share your beliefs. When was it? When was it?
It was in June.
Okay. We were off making the movie.
That's what he
What's with the tape? You're just like this. What's the cat say? Samantha. What's your name?
Paris. Hi, everyone. Shalom.
Hi, here's your thoughts on stem cell research.
I don't have a piece of paper.
We can't hear you. Speak up.
Does anyone have a piece of paper?
It's like let's make a video.
Brothers. Dan and Keith.
Same monkey boy.
It's tough, isn't it? Get up in front of these fucking maniacs. I just want to be entertained. Some people are like, sing the Fat Albert song. Do it, fat boy, or we'll leave. Go ahead. Blue hat.
All right. This is a commentary question. Jay, you're looking kind of sad. Can I have a hug?
Not sad, but I'll hug you. Good. Bitches that want to hug.
How many packets of sugar did you put in that
First off, thank you very much for making us laugh all those years.
Thank you.
How about another Bulgarian?
Vulgathon. Yeah, we had to call it. We have this thing. Anyone go to the Vulgathon before? Yeah. Some cats? I know you did. So drawn live. We hold this thing periodically called the Vulgathon, where we show a bunch of movies that either I've made or my friends have made, like Malcolm and
Where's the fire
who else? Vinnie Barr, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the place one.
I'm gonna smoke a pipe. They want me smoking.
Really?
Can I vote one?
They got in trouble last year.
Can I go with you?
Getting people in trouble and stuff.
Bad influence on us, Jason.
So the first year we did it, I believe it was the first year. It's called the Vulgathon, and we had shirts made up, and they misprinted the shirts, and they called it. It was spelled Vulgarathon. So we were like, either we send the shirts back, which is going to cost a lot of money to remake, or we change it. So we changed the billboard to Vulgarathon. And people were like, I thought it was called Vulgathon. Like, no, idiot. Vulgarathon, obviously. And the next year we went back to Vulgathon. Never mentioned it. Yeah, I think we're going to do another one. I think we might do it in November, December. I don't know if we're going to program them. To that point, everyone will see it. There was talk at one point of doing a really massive one with Clerks and Morris and Chasing Amy Dogma and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and then getting the hardcores, like the real people who you never see it at, like Ben and Joey and Jason Lee. But Jason Lee's counted to it. But some of the other cast have never made it out to just get a massive thing going on.
Where is it?
We hold it in Jersey.
Take it all over.
No. Not at all. Come to Jersey. I've seen the rest of the country. It's terrible. Jersey. Are there Jersey cats here? Jersey represent.
Have you never tried getting off that hallway thing there?
The turnpike?
Yeah.
I've gotten off it many times. And gotten off on it. In the back of the Volkswagen. Have you?
All over the world in America, you have young adults and seniors
God, this is the most well-rehearsed question. Did you read it from a note card? Say it again. Say it very loud so everyone hears.
All over America and the rest of the world, you have teenagers and young adults trying to beat Jay and Silent Bob. What do you think of that?
Do it again. One more time. I want to hear if it alters at all. Do it again.
All over the world.
One more time. Let her make it through. Go ahead.
All over the world and the rest of America, you have people trying to beat Jay and Silent Bob.
What's the second part? You're an Andrew. I don't necessarily believe there are people all over the world trying to be. Have you been all over the world? You're from Australia? Do you see people trying to be Jay and Silent Bob? Really? Yeah, but that's Australia. It's a prison nation, please. What started as an experiment and a penalization turned into a country. I don't know. I've never seen. I mean, I've seen people kind of dress as us, but I don't think people are actually trying to be Jay and Silent Bob. Incredible. I don't agree. What an incredible waste of time that would be. So no, I have no feelings on it. This is the first time that notion's been introduced to me. Particularly that many times in a row. Phrased the exact same way. It's like a spell of some sort. Are you a Wiccan? Sure. She's a witch. A duck.
I heard that at one point, Bette Midler was supposed to play God in Dogma. History between her and Harvey. Is that true?
No, there's no history between her and Harvey, from what I understand, but I did sit down with Bette Midler once after Chasing Amy came out. I guess she really liked Chasing Amy, and I went out to lunch with her. They were like, Bette Midler wants to meet you. And I was like, really? The Rose? So I went out to lunch with her and her friend, and it was kind of awkward, because she was like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, this movie, about Catholicism with angels and devils and a rubber poop monster. She was like, it was really nice meeting you. And she went and did that TV show. But it was a nice lunch and all, but I just didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. It's not like I write for people who are older than me, normally. Not that she's that old. I thought she looked incredible in person. She looked very, very young. What's it?
You making up for that now?
Making up for it now? What way?
Let's say no. It's old.
Smart ass. You didn't think before you said it. What do you mean? Am I making up for it? Explain that.
She's really old.
Yes.
Let it go.
I'm turning on you, dude. Get up here, I'll get you back. Before we speak. Red hat, way in the back. I mean, this year I haven't been there that much because we were preoccupied. But normally I get in there at least once a week to pick up comics. And I'd like to spend more time there, of course, than I have as of late. Once the movie's out of my hair, I will. But generally, you can find me there once a week, picking up my books, hanging out with Walt.
What books do you buy when you go in here?
I don't buy books anymore. I own a whole fucking store. What books do I read? I used to read a lot of DC. I used to be DC only, but Joe's been doing such a sweet job over at Marvel. I read a lot of Marvel stuff. I used to read one Marvel book, Daredevil. Which I thought was well written. Especially the first 8 issues. But now they've been putting out such good stuff. Like, I love that X-Force book. Can't get enough. So I buy a number of Marvel titles now as well. So my specifics, I don't know. What's the book that I like the most? I think X-Force is my favorite book right now. Kind of dig it a lot. Do they still make Astro City? I haven't seen that book in a while.
Once a year.
Once a year? Great schedule. Sounds like our Deborah will run. Pat. Get out of here. You're spending it here with me?
They say romance is
That's so sweet. Dinner? Stand up, let me see it. Are you trying to get me into a three-way, man? It's our wedding anniversary, we want to spend it fucking you. No, I'm busy tonight. I've got the There's an actor auction at 6 o'clock. We're going to auction off some stuff for the actor fund. They come to our Is everyone familiar with it? I don't have to explain it. The actor fund at Commitment to Our Roots is, Jim McLaughlin's heading up, and it pulls together. Is Jim here? Or Jim just take off? Intros me, he's like, fuck off, I'm leaving. They pulled together money for guys that created characters and then never got money for it from the companies that took their characters. Something nice. That's what I hear. I heard it was the actor fund. I signed on, and I was like, it's about comics. Thanks. So I got that at 6 o'clock, and then I got intro 2 screenings in the movie, one at 7 and one at 11. So I won't be able to spend your anniversary evening with you, but this is nice, isn't it? Do you want to come up here and sit at the table, and we order up some food? It would be just like eating with me at a restaurant, because I really don't pay attention to anybody. I just talk to the crowd. Have any questions? Yeah, who are you? I'm Simon Bob. Happy anniversary, though. 1 year today, to the date. Where'd you guys get married? Why'd you come to Chicago to get married? Awesome. Did you get married in church? Believe in Jesus? What? Do you believe in Jesus? Being Catholic means nothing without believing in Jesus. Do you? Do you love Jesus? That's interesting. It is McLaughlin. McLaughlin, explain actor real quickly. Just yell it out right from there.
Alright, in a nutshell, you're plenty of people, you know them, you love them, you've read their work forever, guys who work in this business, right?
Holy shit, dude, wrap it up.
Old guys worked in the 1940s, 50s, $5 a page, they weren't employees, no benefits very often. They now have financial trouble, medical difficulties. We set up a new charity, fully federally sanctioned 501(c)(3) to give these guys a safety net, give them a helping hand, give them some money if they need it, if they need an operation. We're at booth 836. We've got a great looking woman in a Wonder Woman costume. Drop by there, give us a buck.
Jim make a hell of a politician. You can walk while he talks.
Smith in 2004.
Don't kid yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. It's really the Jim McLaughlin Fund for folk and whores. Talk about old-time comic guys. They want to get me laid and high. Illinois.
Yeah, I have a couple things. One, real quick, I have a friend who says he's a friend of yours and he's really tight with you and that he talks to you on IM all the time.
What's his name?
Dave Yoko Jose.
I know that motherfucker.
Yeah, were you really tight with him? Or
I don't know. What's his name?
Dave Jose. He worked on the 50 and his dog now.
I mean, the name sounds kind of familiar, but I never IM people.
Okay, more importantly though, if you were stuck in the world of Gauntlet,
Wait, what is the world of Gauntlet?
it's a video game where it's like a myth.
Okay, Gauntlet the video game.
Would you be the warrior, the elf, or the wizard, and how long would you live?
What are my choices?
Warrior, elf, and wizard.
Warrior, elf, and wizard? Oh, I would definitely be the guy who has something far fucking better to do. A fat guy in a long coat option? I think I can inhabit that role quickly. Red shirt. Where'd Muse go? No. Cigarette.
go? Can I get back in?
No. He wants to go privately smoke a cigarette, contemplate what he's been doing for the last hour. Whether he's not right now. Singing out there to himself. Jesus. Bad happens.
Who's an actor you want to work with?
Who's an actor I'd like to work with? Bill Murray. That'd be kind of cool. With that.
In the,
Is that your lady?
yeah, that's about it. This is Catherine.
How are you? Do you read comic books? You just here to support his geekiness? Really? Do you read comic books?
Yeah.
Awesome. You know that.
Oh wait, I was going to ask you a question.
I'm far more interested in your life right now. So you don't read comics, but he does? Find that to be a hindrance? But do you find that to be a hindrance at all? Really? Or you'll like, grow up? No. No? Oh, it's better than him being up on the fucking rooftop of the shotgun. It's sexy. That reads comic books. I've gotten over on a few chicks because I read comic books. They think it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Hello? Now on page 60. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Actually, your movies actually kind of made comic books cool.
Did they?
I don't know if they made them cool, but they made them more acceptable, and at least there's a wider audience.
Okay.
More than that. You want me to use
That's
my
not really
hand?
a
Can I ask you
question.
or is it against it?
Is it what?
My hand. Should I keep them on my
No,
lap?
but that's the question. That'd be nice.
But seriously though, you wrote a prologue in your script companion thing here.
Yes.
And it dealt with the content in Mallrats and the content in Chasing.
Yes.
And you felt that there was a great difference between the two, obviously, it's a movie to that.
Yes.
Do you feel like in the future you're going to be making more movies that go along that line with the fuller content?
I think we'll switch back and forth. Like, I think sometimes we'll make shit like Amy, and we'll make shit like Jane Silent Bob Strike Back.
Are there any discrepancies for you right now, like there were with Mallrats?
No. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. Looks like the movie's going to open. That'd be nice. I mean, it seems like, I don't want to knock wood, but it seems like it will at least do better than the opening of our last movie, which was our best opening at that point. 8 million. It's got to do more than 8 million, right? There's no fucking TV spots. It's all bill on the 24th. That'll be about $82.
I'm a film student at Columbia College here in Chicago, and that article really helped just kind of
Crystallize.
learn how to judge your work.
Yes.
How it was.
Yes. I think sometimes it's important to, just use that from other ways, as was Dogma. More so Chasing Amy than Dogma, oddly enough, because there was so much humor in Dogma, or at least we tried to put a lot of humor in it. This movie, though, there's no message to it. There's no weight to it whatsoever. It really is just kind of funny for the sake of being funny. The satire is kind of light in the movie. We kind of tee off on the internet and Hollywood, but it's all that stuff. But it's funny. I actually like, of course you always like the movie you just made last the most, but right now I do kind of like it the most. I think it's really funny. And very like, some of all the other movies that went back. It's like high school reunions type movies. I don't think it's good. Everyone trying to go tonight? Go again on the 24th. Because if we open to the tune of 20 million, I'll buy y'all dinner. What's that?
45 million.
45 million will never happen. That's like American Pie 2. That's an audience figure. I don't think we got it.
40 million.
That was too high.
20.
I think the price is right.
I think 20 is my shit. I think it's between the two. I mean, watch it be way wrong. Yeah.
Hey, are you afraid of that kind of commercial success?
No, I'm not afraid of it at all. You just try to keep it in perspective. I'm not at all. Shit, I'm afraid of it. Counting on it. I had a kid I got to put through college one day. And college costs like $5 million a year.
There are two perks of the dog. If it saves $18, you know how much extra this the first time.
you know, that wasn't really my call. They wanted to put out a version of the movie day and date with a video release. And I first balked at that because I was like, no, but we're doing a special edition and later on down the road, let's just wait till then. But their feeling was like, not everyone wants a special edition, some people just want the movie. And it was pretty cheap, you know, it was like, you can get it for $15.
Plus the captain, there's a couple guys on the main floor, and they have this comic book called Battle Rope, just kick ass.
Battle makes an appearance in Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. There's a scene in the comic book store, which is in real life is Jane Silent Bob's secret stash. In the movie, it's Brody's secret stash. And there's a guy reading Battle Boat. If you look very closely, you can see it. I haven't read it, but I understand they threw a nod to us once or twice for those. Cool. And I can get behind the notion of Battle Boat. Boat that battles and then.
I got a question.
Yes.
On the cover of the high tide,
Anyone see the cover to High Times yet? That was real weed. I was shocked. I showed up in my house, there's a big fucking plate of weed, and I was just like, wow, thank God this isn't real. And the guy was like, yeah, right. And I was like sitting there taking the picture, I was like, you know, this really does smell like weed. They did a phenomenal job. And he's like, it is weed, you idiot. Like High Times magazine. Now I know somebody's going to rush to stay to the soft color quarters. This is a bad way to do it.
Maybe you're trying to over time.
Well, now I can do it without my pants on. Very, very tight. It's tough to see hands like this, so...
No clips.
We want to do clips? I didn't see it. How can you? I can't see, but you can see me because this little light. Well, this is funky.
There you go.
Has anybody been outside recently?
What the hell are you doing?
Hughes, you're beating off.
No.
Hughes, do you work at Echo Unlimited or something?
No.
Covered in it.
I know. Free stuff. I love free stuff.
What happened?
Tim Burton tried to sabotage.
Get the motherfucker.
Tim Burton's like, I'll show him. I turned off the lights and killed this one. That'll teach him.
Every year I come to this thing.
What's this dude behind you?
What made you decide to put Jay and Bob in all your movies?
Because I like Jason Hughes. I think he's very funny. So I kept wanting to do it. It really wasn't that simple because it didn't have much to do with me. I'm not a big fan of acting. Because the more I'm on camera, the less I can allow myself to get as fat as humanly possible. Now that I'm no longer playing Silent Bob, I'm just going to get like Marlon Brando. Get me an island somewhere. Start acting real weird. But I like Jason. I think Jason's incredibly funny, incredibly talented, so I just always kept bringing this back, and because he came back, I have to come back too. And eventually led to this. I mean, if you had told me when we started making Clerks that one day we'd wind up making a movie where him and I were the stars, I'd have said, yeah, probably. I would have been shocked. There were times on the set where just before they call action, we're taking our positions and whatnot, and they're doing the count off and shit, like stand by for the picture, roll sound, speed, all that stuff. That we'd kind of sit there, and every once in a while I'd just be like, isn't it weird that you're the star of the movie? And he'd be like, isn't it weird that you're the star of the movie? And we'd be like, isn't it weird that we're the star of the movie? I would say action movie all that, but it was kind of weird. It was kind of funky. I mean, I know I hadn't really thought about it until after the movie was kind of done, but it can be perceived as very narcissistic because I made a movie in which I am the star. But I don't talk, so I guess I get away with it. And what I do isn't really acting. You act.
I was watching the Dogma DVD, and on that audio commentary, they like bleep it out every time you say a name.
Yeah?
Why?
Because we say Bob Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, Michael Eisner, and Walt Disney Company.
Oh, do they not want that on there?
Bingo. So can you rewind it too?
Who was the lawyer?
It needs to be rewound. It's like 5 minutes. What, we gotta wrap up?
Don't ask questions.
Do we gotta wrap up?
Oh,
Ooh, don't bitch and Seymour, man. I'll touch you out. It's the Mac.
sit-in.
Do we have to wrap up? Seymour, do we have to wrap up?
No, you got a little wrapping to go.
Do I? Who's next?
Joe Casada.
Oh, really? I'll take his time. Is he coming up by himself, just sitting up here doing this?
Didn't say Bob.
Really? Does anyone know what's next?
Joe Casada.
It's just Casada sitting up here chatting. Really? Are you sitting here with Casada? You were smart, you got here early. I'm here with this guy, it's Casada. Go ahead, you're on hand there.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of Star Wars. What did you think of the Phantom Menace, and what do you think is going to be the state of Star Wars in the next 2 films? Do you think they have any?
I like the Phantom Menace.
You did?
I went in with low expectations. A lot of people went in there going, it's going to be as good as Star Wars was when I was a kid, and I didn't feel that way. I just figured, like, well, I like Star Wars and Star Wars movies when I was young because, of course, I was a kid and they were aimed directly at children. So I didn't really go in without expectations, and I was really pleasantly surprised. You know, I didn't go in there thinking, like, it's fucking a return, bring me back to where I was in life. My mythology is here again, and suddenly my life's complete. I had a life, a kid. I mean, my life was complete then. My life was complete once I went to Clerks. I'm just living on borrowed time. Like the fucking challengers at the end of the movie. It's an element show. But I enjoyed it. I look forward to the next one. I think the tough thing about episode 1 is that it sets everything up, right? It's like the first 3-4 issues of Green Arrow, where everyone bitched me out. They're just like, nothing's happening. I'm like, just wait. We're getting started, and then it kicks into gear, and people go, oh. And some people are still like, nothing's happening. So you can't please anybody, or everybody. But it's set up, and the next 2 I think are going to kick ass.
You like Jar Jar?
Do I like Jar Jar? Jar Jar actually made me laugh once or twice. Really? Where's his salad? Is he here?
Yeah, because, yes, and other things.
Really? Right. Okay, I'm sorry. 2 choices. There's one that is a gag reel. And it's stuff that's kind of like cut out of the movie, stuff didn't make it in where people are laughing and shit like that. It's very amusing. The other is a sequence from the movie. You should go see the fucking movie. I will say, however, that the sequence from the movie is funnier than the gag reel. So based on just a simple show of hands, who wants to see the gag reel? Who kick them down? Who wants to see the scene from the movie? So basically, I shouldn't have even bothered making a fucking picture. Just go out and shoot a gag reel. Muse laugh. He's like, $20 million. Okay, let's look at that, and then afterwards we'll chat a few more seconds and wrap it up. We dim the lights, get all sexy again. And turn the volume way up. Way up, way more than that. Way up.
That's it, volume. The gap.
cheaper, beautiful creatures.
Okay, fucking. That's banking. No, that's fucking. Oh, you the executive.
I just wanted to let you know that I respect your work as an artist. I'm somewhat of an artist myself. I was the anchor. Fuck. I was.
And just kiss off the hundreds of thousands of dollars you make in royalties in the process, right? And look at you two guys. A couple of fucking grown-ups wearing little kids' clothes. You look like homeless guys. You're fucking retarded? You need that money. You really do. You know what I mean? What's the next part of that speech? I think I was lost.
Holy shit, what the fuck are you guys doing here? What the fuck do you think, man? We're gonna stop this fucking movie. What? I said, shit, what the fuck are you guys doing here? What the fuck do you think? We came to stop this movie. What? Stop the movie? Are you crazy? Well, really, I came here to make out with you.
Thanks.
Wow, there's a lot of love in the room. Regardless of what you may have heard, I do not kiss guys. Okay? Play it cool, hotshot. Regardless of what you may have heard, I do not kiss guys. I haven't heard anything, so. Regardless of what you may have heard, I do not kiss guys. It's alright, I've explored before. Regardless of what you may have heard, I do not kiss guys. Alright. Bye-bye.
And maybe one night me and Lunchbox would be fucking macking some chick, and she'd be like, oh, I want to suck your fucking guys' dicks off. What's your names? I'm like, you don't fucking know fucking Jay and Silent Bob?
You got really into this characters there.
I'm like, what? You don't know fucking Jay and Silent Bob? The fucking Mac Daddies of fucking Jersey? And she'd be like, oh, I read on the internet these guys are a couple little fuckholes. She's like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, you don't know Jay and Silent Bob, the Mac Daddies from Jersey? And she's like, oh, I read on the internet these guys are a couple little fucks. And then she'll go fuck two other guys instead. We came to Hollywood, I bailed him up. We got shot at, we stole a monkey, and I got punched in the motherfucking balls. We ain't even empty-handed.
You know, those kids from Good Walking.
You mean that fucking movie with Mort from Ork in it?
I'm a big fan either. But Affleck was the bomb and fantastic.
You mean the fucking movie with Mort from Ork in it?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan either myself. But Affleck was the bomb and fantastic.
Word, bitch, sounds like a motherfucker.
No! Me and Jason Biggs are naked in here! Butt naked! Together! But we're not gay! It's hot and humid today!
Also speculation, Marshall, that Jay and Silent Bob may be responsible for the diamond exchange jewel heist.
There's nothing to suggest that.
Oh, yous guys.
Well, this store sure does suck ass, doesn't it?
Tell them, Steve, Dave. You're both banned.
Holy shit. Unban us, this guy will suck your dick.
I'm like, damn apples, well, what are we gonna do? I don't like the sound of them apples, well, what are we gonna do? Yeah?
Hello? What'd you say? Did you say Aaron Sorkin sucks cock? Is that
Have you seen that show, Sports Night?
Sports Night? Pardon? Dude, this isn't the Aaron Sorkin panel. Go to his panel, tell him he sucks cock. I don't know if he does. I do. Small fee. Pay double, I'll wear my Silent Bob outfit. I assume they want us to wrap up, is that correct? Now, do you want somebody to come up here and take care of? Yes, do you want me to just read this? Is that good?
No, the last half of it.
Okay. Kevin, please do not make announcement as discussed. Kevin, all these people are assholes. Don't tell them I said that. That's great, I saw that. Those interested in buying charity tickets for previews of movie, the actor film we were talking about, for those that I'm sure we covered at the beginning, 2 screenings tonight, one at 7, one at 11. There's only 200 tickets per screening. Please stay in your seats. Fred Pierce, the great Fred Pierce, will announce details. Please stay seated if you are interested. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fred Pierce.
You've all been waiting in line for the tickets. Because everything is limited, what we're going to do is there are 200 tickets. Everyone's stay in place. It's 2 tickets per person. We're going to be, everyone from the back forward will be how the line will work. So those people sitting in back have the first opportunity to buy tickets. Those people in the front have the last. You have to choose one or the other, guys. If you're not interested in buying tickets, you can leave now. Everyone who is interested, stay. Yes.
Hey, can I just, you know what? Before you leave, can I just say goodbye?